Hello, loves. I am here to tune in to see if there's a live transmission that wants to come through, or simply sharing some high frequency energies at the end of some messages that I've been guided to share already from the Galactic Federation. And so September was anticipated to be intense for collective traumas. And with that, there is an ask to be consciously aware. And I know you already are consciously aware, but to be even more consciously aware of our energetic consumption. So, what we ingest, of course, goes beyond diet, food, and water. It includes things like the environment, news, and social media, which can produce low frequency broadcast waves. And so when a massive event occurs that amplifies fear, division, anger, that sends energies throughout the collective. And so for those of you who are clearing that, again, there is even more awareness that wants to be tuned into to keep your energy field as clean and as clear as possible to assist with this process. Now, a while back, I was shown that some of these things would come up for clearing of attachments to fear, which many of you guys have been doing. So whether you're aware of it or not, when the event occurs, that sends out some energies and then that is reflected back. And so for those that are working on their consciousness, their ascension and raising vibration, it will sort of stream through your energy field. And that can be frustrating because it can feel almost like an entity attack or just lower astral type energies. And so, again, your body, though, your energy field, your souls are designed and understand this, and the body will work with you to help get rid and clear some of these toxins. So that may come in the form of purging, which for those of you who are familiar with plant medicine may know this process where the gut will want to relieve itself, or that can be done through tears, through yawning, through hiccup sometimes, or even movement. So it will look different for each one of you, but this energy will want to move to clear. So that's the ask there. Because sometimes what we are ingesting is working in diametrically opposed ways to the loving vibration of ascension. And so we do know that, you know, there is, I don't like to use the word war, but we are raising consciousness. So the battle of frequency that is occurring can be totally transformed. So taking fear to love, taking greed and control, transforming that to love. And we know from the past that this can't be done fighting fire with fire. It only makes things worse. So we go within, we do what we've been doing, and we raise frequency, we raise consciousness, because we are ascending as one. So splits that are occurring, that are happening where it feels like a division, there will be unity, right? At some point, we're working on it, but the pathway to that is, of course, within. And once your consciousness expands out particular levels, then it cannot go back to its previous state. So you expand again, and there's no sort of going back. It's like a one-way track that is, again, ascending, right? It's going up the mountain or whatever. So many of you came to anchor in calm into the collective, and the energies are guiding us to a softer, gentler, more compassionate approach. And we have those opportunities daily to put love into the collective. So we can do that. And I won't go down the rabbit hole of the science behind it, but we do know that there's been repeated experiments that putting love out into the collective, focusing on peace and inner peace, and then visualizing that expanded outward, because what we focus on expands, can absolutely have an impact, a positive impact. So we're doing it, and this is a reminder that we do have a choice. We can move toward that inner peace, or we can kind of get swept away in the chaos. So, trust what is true for you, but when in doubt, just keep guiding it back to heart center. And for those of you that have felt sort of the start-stop energy, like, oh, something's almost there, or you're bringing something into fruition, you're creating something, or you're waiting on something, that start-stop will smooth out. Remember, we are in a 9-year. So also guided to speak to that a little bit, that if you're experiencing it, it's okay. And just that, it is our duty to remember why we came, to remember who we are, to remember our 12-strand DNA, and to help each other remember, and to know that we can and we will. So let me tune in now. Oh, okay, yeah. Another reminder that Earth's magnetic field is continuing to shift, just allowing us to bring in those higher frequencies. Okay. Okay, the message that's coming forward is simply to opening your hearts. Sorry, simply that. Opening your hearts and trusting your path are keys to this ascension process. Not everyone will remember at the same time. Keep believing in yourself. Keep believing that you are making a difference every day. And then they're showing me carrots. So we are operating outside of linear time. However, there may be little carrots to look forward to, almost like little milestones. And what is leading you to these sort of checkpoints are going to be the breadcrumbs that show up in the form of synchronicities, in the form of meaningful signs to you, in the form of receiving messages from higher self and guides. There's a big expansion in both the root and solar plexus that is occurring. And then I'm just being guided to share as a reminder, because I think that this message came through months ago, several months ago, that remember September kept coming up. So there is a new you that will come out of this, just with your representation of your new frequency and what that looks like for your individual roles. There's acknowledgement, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening right now on Earth. The guidance is calm, but there's this just loving, nurturing energy too that wants to come through as support. And I just keep hearing from the Andromedan Council, we know, we know. Okay, and they're just Sending along so much love, so much love. Okay, now I'm getting a reminder from the Pleiadians as well to reiterate that these low frequency broadcast waves absolutely impact us. I think that most of you guys know that. But to the degree is what they want to express and emphasize. So they're showing me a long time ago, they would work with me. They would guide me, like watch certain things on TV, and then I would have to unplug, and then they would come in and help clear out the energy so I would get an idea of what that impact was to my energy field. And so they're encouraging us to do that, to have this awareness. So noticing how you feel after certain interactions. And he said, and to notice how you feel after you unplug and, and rest and all of those good things. Okay, Pleiadians are showing this leads to a happy heart. This opens the gates wider for the ascension process to come through with even bigger energies. So that's the other thing they're talking about is preparing our vessels, right, to hold more energy, these higher frequencies. And that's going to get more and more intense in terms of the level, right? Or the level of light, the frequency of light, the amount. Okay. They're showing the other thing that it does is it kind of spins us off center, right? It takes us off balance, out of heart center, and it can be extremely shocking uh, to our systems when we experience the things that we're experiencing here on Earth. And so they're just showing me just it's very simple just to keep the intention at heart center, the higher heart. And following this higher heart frequency, and they're showing me just this wave of love will allow you to get to know the rhythm of your own heart, but the tuning of our song, the song of one. Okay, just sending some energy through now. Sekiato machikitiyo salanake. Remember, you are loved and supported. Thank you so much. Much love.